It was an event that shattered many lives forever and served as an unfortunate predecessor for many similar events that happened in the years that followed. Hello everyone, my name is Anya, and in this video we're going to take a look at what happened on this day in the year 1998, the Thurston High School shooting. It started off as a normal morning on the 21st of May 1998 in Springfield, Oregon. Students were arriving at Thurston High School ready for another day of classes. At 7:55 a.m, a boy wearing a long trench coat approached the school. This boy was identified as 15-year-old Kipland Kinkle, known to his friends and family as Kip. Kinkle had been a freshman student at the school who had been suspended the day prior pending an expulsion. Kinkle approached the school and entered the main hallway, when suddenly he produced a rifle from underneath his trench coat and opened fire. He shot 2 students in the hallway before running into the cafeteria where 200 students were gathered. Kinkle shot 48 rounds in the cafeteria, injuring several students before his rifle ran out of ammunition. When Kinkle went to reload his rifle, several students took advantage and tackled him to the ground before police arrived and he was arrested. In the space of just 9 minutes, 25 students had been injured and 2 students had died. 16-year-old Benjamin Walker and 17-year-old Mikhail Nikolausen. But as investigators would discover, they were not Kinkle's only victims. When police raided Kinkle's house later in the day, not only would they discover multiple weapons, they would also make the gruesome discovery of the bodies of William and Faith Kinkle, Kip Kinkle's parents. So, what led this boy to murder his parents and attack his school? By all accounts, Kipland Kinkle was a boy who found life very hard. He struggled academically, having to repeat the first grade, and by the time he reached 4th grade, he had been diagnosed with dyslexia. In comparison to his older sister, who was a straight-A student, Kinkle felt like he was a failure in his family's eyes. By the time he was 15, Kinkle had been diagnosed with depression and was undergoing anger management. By all accounts, William and Faith Kinkle were doting parents who did everything they could to help their son. When Kip Kinkle showed signs of an interest in guns, William Kinkle decided to enroll his son in gun safety classes. He felt that these classes could keep his son's interest in check. But unfortunately, the more Kip Kinkle lashed out, the more helpless his parents felt. William Kinkle would confide in a friend that he felt that he had run out of all options to help his son. It was only after the shooting took place, in interviews with psychologists, was it revealed that Kip Kinkle had shown signs of paranoid schizophrenia. Kinkle admitted in interviews that he had heard voices since the age of 12, but had chosen not to reveal this to any therapist or his parents out of fears of being called a retard. The day prior to the shooting, Kinkle had been suspended from the school pending an expulsion. The reason he had been suspended was because he admitted to having a gun in his locker. After this suspension, William Kinkle threatened his son with being sent to military school. It was at this point that Kinkle allegedly snapped. He shot and murdered his parents before covering their bodies with sheets before arriving at Thurston High School the following day and opening fire at the students. In 1999, Kipland Kinkle pled guilty to all charges, rendering any chance of being seen as not guilty by reason of insanity. He was sentenced to 111 years in prison with no possibility of parole, meaning that he will spend the rest of his life behind bars. A quarter of a century has passed since the Thurston High School shooting. Kinkle, now in his 40s, has expressed regret and remorse for his actions. The families of the victims and those who survived have said that no amount of apologies will ever take back what he did that day. The community of Springfield, Oregon still struggle with the events of what happened on the 21st of May 1998. And some have said that the Thurston High School shooting would serve as a predecessor for many similar events that have happened in the years to follow. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really, really appreciate it. My name is Anya, and we've just looked at what happened on this day.